Hello and welcome to episode 14 of our Timberborn Update 6 Waterbeavers playthrough here in Cycle 14, Day 1. I don't know how we've managed to keep the episode and the cycle count exactly the same. But today, first let's hit pause, because there's a couple things I want to take care of, and I'm going to forget unless I hit pause now, and it's going to be too late by that point. We have to do something about our floodgate dam, because I'm not exactly sure how the mechanic works, and you guys are saying that I may have made a mistake, so we're going to find out. That's going to be the first thing we do. But outside of that, before we get to that, there's a couple small fixes you guys would like to see in various things over here, and some of this stuff as well. But first off, the discussion at hand is that people aren't sure whether the floodgate dam in its full height of 2.0 will actually block water from coming in here because of the shape of everything here. And I do not know what the collision mesh is for this. Something is telling me that this is still flowing. It looks like that is flowing, and it is. So what we have learned is that this does not block in the corners if, hitting pause again, this is also not completely sealed up. This one is. So I'm thinking this is okay, but we will need to either here or here have this be completely full of something blocking it. Probably the easiest thing to do would be, because we have a building here, would be to take this out, which would also require taking this out, and then put some sort of completely solid thing underneath here. The only option right now for that is levees, which can only be built attached to dirt. So that's going to be a difficult problem to solve. So we may need to forgo putting the floodgate dam here for the purpose of bad water containment, which is disappointing, shall we say. The other option is to have something solid here, but again, it has to be dirt until we research, or until we get, rather, regular dirt to build a terrain block out of, because in the Waterbeavers mod, it takes 1,000 pieces of dirt and 16 logs to build the terrain block, instead of 6 pieces of dirt and nothing else in the vanilla game. So, fortunately, we know this now on day 1, and we don't have to worry about, oh, what if there's a bad tide coming in and then that disaster happening. I am glad we checked that out. So, all of the work we've done for the past couple episodes, oh god, that led to this is basically null and void, unless we do something to fix it. So, my idea is to take these 2 platforms, since we no longer have to have an actual house connected to these things. Take these out, and in their place, we have these 2-story lodges. We can either do the 2-story watertight lodge, which is just beaver housing and employees hauling beavers, or we come in here and we build a liquid storage house, which I think would be a good idea. That's what we already have here. But, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could ask for your opinion, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do anyway, because I have to have something done. This is potentially, depending on how we do this, potentially going to cause some problems with flow, because this is a 2x2 building, and it is watertight, which means everything is going to be coming straight through here. But I want to see just how stupid of an idea this is. So I'm going to have them build this. We do have dynamite we can blast out here, and we can relocate some other things. I can take these things out here, and then we can just move this staircase 1, blast this a tiny bit more, and that should solve most of the issues. But yeah, we're going to have them work on that. I'm just going to leave this completely up so we can tell, because this obviously needs to be what it's going to be. So, taking care of that, we've got other stuff to discuss over here, specifically with regard to getting all of this, irrigated properly, so on and so forth. We need to build an actual paper mill that is not just the primitive paper mill, but among many other fixes, this log gnawing station has been set up to make regular planks, because I did not have power to run this. This needs to be making instead, for the time being, more screw press axles, because it's going to become very evident very soon that we're going to need to make more sunflower oil as we get into other food items and other industrial processes. And this needs to be running to make more planks, because now we are out of planks. And kind of in that vein, I guess we could also start this Peacock court getting done again. I am so nervous I'm going to mispronounce foreign words every single time. But that is fine, I suppose. You guys liked this. The Architect's Lodge on top of the the bad water pump, so I'm very happy to hear that. We obviously need to have as much bad water as we possibly can at this point in time so we can, well, do everything. Everything kind of depends on that, so it's nice to have that going. We do have these that will eventually be usable once again. I do need to pause this because this is going to become very contaminated very quickly. Get these guys up here so we can still have the same amount of production as that fills up. But yeah, we got to get these guys out of here before they become too contaminated. And it looks like that is good to go. But keeping in the same vein as this stuff, the log gnawing station, you might recall that we have the Architect's Lodge currently making the the large farmhouse blueprint, I think is what I have it set to, and if not, that's what it needs to be set to. Yes, okay, good. Yeah, it's waiting on, I can't see anything. It is waiting on paper and brain boosting salts, of course, which are being made here. And we also need to make, you know, another alchemist, but we can't do that. We don't need to spend 20 minutes talking about all that again. It all comes out of the factory that we have to also have enough stuff to make. So the Primitive Ironworks is doing Primitive Ironworks things. We also need scrap metal, which, again, like I said, there's a lot of different things you guys want to discuss, want to talk about, and we will get there when we get there. But I believe the wood burner has a cousin that is the primitive smelter, which I do have to remember to build. Yeah, this guy right here can make scrap metal with iron and coal, which we currently do not have any of, but we have the infrastructure to mine it. Right now we're getting the saltpeter, and I guess I could just unpause this, get a few more beavers working in here, getting some iron, and then I did say I was going to put another one of these here. Yes, I have to have somewhere else to put the log gnawing station. This is a very hard map for this. We've been over this, though. I don't need to spend too much time whining about it. But we do need to start making our own scrap metal. So the primitive smelter, like its cousin, the wood burner, has the second story entrance there, so it can go in a couple of convenient places depending on where we choose to place it, where we feel might be the most beneficial. I don't think it is a levee-based building, so we could use it in a situation like, say, well, okay, well, this isn't going to fit tremendously well here anyhow. We could use it in a situation like, say, of course, no, I can't find one, right here. If this were going to be a good place to put it, where you just want to put something in the water because you can, and you want to have somewhere else to access all of this stuff. But not a lot of good places here, folks. Not a lot. Very few. I wouldn't say vanishingly few, but very few for sure. So if I were to flip that, I could put that there, which it's not super close to a bunch of stuff, but it's something somewhere, and it will allow us to start making more scrap metal, so on and so forth. I need to have storage for all the metal stuff, all the metal supply chain stuff. This needs to be moved, but I can't really... Well, I shouldn't really move it until other stuff's taken care of. Okay, I really thought they were going to get this finished quicker. I guess the pine resin shortage is a little more severe than I thought. But we do have some up here, and we do have a tapper's flag that is taking advantage of that. Got trees to cut. We have a lot of good stuff going for us. It's just not really fast enough, and our population's grown so much that I don't think our current pumping is adequate, which means I need to come in here and put more water pump upgrades, and those, of course, require materials we don't have yet. I'm going to say this liquid storage house is more important than putting in more pumps, because this is also going to help block stuff coming through here. And if we have to, I can always put in some other building here, so on and so forth, to get that taken care of. But again, we're going to see what happens. Ah, the Peacock is getting built by the scrap metal, which we currently have kind of a shortage of. It's fine. It is what it is. Very, very, very roundabout way of saying all this, because I was originally going to talk about this a couple minutes ago. But we have all these planks being made. One of the buildings that uses the planks the most is the Architect's Lodge, which we have the one who's currently working on the large farmhouse blueprints. We need to have scaffoldings. Very, 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 very important building. So I want to build more of these. But to build this building takes paper. which we're currently trying to use to make the large farmhouse blueprint. Large farmhouse blueprint, of course, being necessary so we can start planting lotus flowers and pumpkins, which are a fantastic, really, really good food source, because you can turn them into a whole bunch of different stuff. But it all comes in due time. We have to wait for paper, and we have to wait for the blueprint to actually be made, which is 12.5 hours. So the paper that's being constructed here is 5 hours per sheet, so you know it's going to be slow, but it's going to be okay. We just have to have more sawdust, which is why I turned this back on, so we can have more planks and more sawdust. And I have these guys making another screw press axle because this building, which is currently paused, has no more screw press axles. And we're going to need to make more sunflower oil. Okay, circular reasoning, blah, 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 whatever. Now we have a primitive smelter, which can function without workers, so it is going to be deprioritized and then set to have the haulers take care of it so we can save a job. Of course, we still have to have iron ore. We still have to have coal going into it. They are working on getting all of this stuff taken care of. I'm assuming that the iron ore is being brought over here. Looks like it is. It will just take time. We have storage for coal, though, so that's good. This storage for paper is not being used because we have no paper that is not going somewhere else. So, yeah, how about that? Another 12.5 minutes at the start of the episode talking about what we have to talk about, and people say it goes too slow. But why is this stopped? Ah, this was not prioritized by haulers. That's a mistake. Or maybe it's not because we have so many things going on here. Well, it's taken care of now, so I guess it's fine. Somebody also said that I should have this tall and narrow lodge paused because it's too far away from everything, and that people wouldn't be mad if I did it, but I'm not going to do it because, according to the mod description, it is cheating if you pause a building that's used as a dam. And I don't want to do that, even if it makes things hard. Other thing that frequently commented, as always, need more storage. Well, you already know what I'm going to say about that. Just takes time. We will get there. We will get there. Because I really like the giant buried tanks. I think it is awesome. It's a really, really cool building, and I would love to use them, but I have to have places to put it, and I have to have the materials. I do have materials right now to build a medium tank, minus the planks here, but we'll get caught up with our plank supply before too long. I just really, really want to get this large farmhouse blueprint up and running. Now that all we're waiting for is basically just paper, we should be totally fine. I don't remember if any of these other buildings are using paper. Aha! Aha! The pencil sets. Well, guess what? There's the rest of our paper right there, folks. Come and grab it. That's going to solve our problem. I can't believe I forgot about that, but I'm glad I remembered. So we should see this get loaded up really quick. It's not all the paper we need. There's still going to be a couple more sheets. But that is a huge, huge, huge jump. And I think it's possible we might have the blueprint for this researched by the end of this episode. So where does that leave us with the large farmhouse? We do still have to unlock it. It is 75 science. We already have that. Uses tools, uses the metal fasteners, planks and logs. We already have all that. Well, technically we don't have all the planks, but we will by that point in time. And that is tremendous. So this building can be put in up to 1 meter of water. You can make it watertight. There is an improvement for it, which is... I don't remember where it is, but it basically encloses the whole thing in glass. So you can, put it underwater. But that's a cool building because, like I said, it helps you plant the lotuses and the pumpkins. And it will also employ a lot more who can harvest other stuff. They just can't plant anything else. So that would be a great building to put in a place like right around here, because then it could help harvest all this rice. We could blast some of this deeper so we could have lotuses and stuff. And that is just going to be tremendous. Going to be very, very, very helpful. And now, friends, we just have one sheet of paper left until we can start researching. I believe it should be brought over here probably pretty quickly. I kind of want to just sit here and wait until that is finished, taken care of, but I feel like that's going to take a long time, so we'll just go and do something else. This is now finished. This needs to be set to hold water. Now our total capacity for water holding is 2575, looking pretty good. And this is now completely, theoretically, completely sealed. I do not see any movement whatsoever here, so I'm assuming that works. And more importantly, this is not flooding like I thought it might, so that's very encouraging. I'm assuming that means when bad water comes, this will also be okay, because there shouldn't be any increase in flow for that. That is great, great news. Let's go ahead and lower this. Yeah, okay. That is fantastic stuff. Really, 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 really good. So, where does that leave us? Floodgate dam works. I can go ahead, if I feel so inclined, and replace this building and one of these with a floodgate dam to prevent this area from being opened. Why I would want to do that, I don't know, but it is an option. Alright, so I think this is fine without being prioritized. We don't have to worry about too much. Is this researching? It is at 3%. Let's deprioritize that by hauler so we don't completely fill everything up here. And, of course, this does have to have a worker in it to do the research, so we can't take this guy out. But that is a big help, tremendous help. Our bad water numbers are still pretty low, but yeah, we should still be able to make brain-stimulating mushrooms with that. Everything is looking good. This, not so much. The bad water amounts still doesn't seem to be sufficient, so we're going to have to build more and more of these bad water pumps. A couple ideas in the comments for different scenarios that we could utilize to pump more stuff out. We will get there in due time, but for now, this is already such a huge fix that I am just going to have to be happy with that. Okay, Peacock Court is ready to go. They're utilizing it. That's helping just a touch. Now, I really want to make sure that we are going to be able to do a factory soon. It looks like we have everything we need, with the exception of the scrap metal, but that's not that big of a deal. And we have almost gotten 300 science. It'll be sometime this episode where that will be unlocked. So I think in the interest of, trying to accelerate the playthrough a little bit so we don't wallow in the early mid-game too much, this should be our next unlock, but we have to be able to power it. Remember what we said the last episode about the engine having to have methane? The methane, of course, has to come from nenifars, which has to come from the large farmhouse. Everything's connected. It's like the scene in Always Sunny with the red string on the wall. But regardless, we will get there. We're going to try our best to make sure we can get there quickly and efficiently. But it's going to take time. You already know. So, things in the meantime we can do to try and fix some of these problems. Go ahead and unplant a 3x3 space. I cannot see anything with these trees, man. Oh, they're not going to go away. Alright, Alright, I have to pause the game so I can... Thank you, email client. I should have exited that. Alright, I don't really have a lot of space here. I think what would make the most sense is this 3x3 space right here, which would be these 3 trees. This pink is so loud. These 3 trees, these 4 trees, and then these 2 that are dead. We can cut these. They're already marked for cutting. Cut those out, blast whatever necessary space. Okay, so 6 of these. Blast that out. That will be where we put our first large farmhouse. It's a 3x3 building. We'll put that there, and then they'll be able to help harvest all of this stuff, and we'll be able to plant more. So that's what we're working with. Let's unpause this lumberjack flag. They can cut down all those trees. We're not really in a huge rush, but we do, we do have time. We've got another at least 11 days-ish before we even have the blueprint at all. So that is going to be what it's going to be, and that's going to be totally fine. Just gotta take some time. So we do have a screw press axle. This one's just started. I'm going to go ahead and set this back to regular sawdust production because we need to have more sawdust. And of course, planks are a thing that we are currently producing a lot of as well. Looking good, looking good, looking good. We also, at some point, need to research the large water wheel blueprints. That is something that has to be done in the Mechanics Lodge, and if we check out the recipe for that, yeah, this one, same kind of deal with a whole bunch of paper. That is going to take some more time to get. But that probably should be the next blueprint we research. We also have the washing machine, but we haven't really needed that yet. Mechanical drill is going to be great, but we need a lot more stable power before we get into that. That is going to be a long time from now. I already have the floodgate dam, and then, of course, the ENS. Not as important right now, but it's definitely going to be something we want to get to before too long. Still pretty decent ways away from us at this point. Did I already talk about... I'm asking people who can't respond until 12 hours from now. But I don't know that I already talked about where I wanted to put these other Architects' Lodges. We're going to want at least 1 or 2, just full-time making scaffoldings. I think it makes more sense to have them over here where the planks are being made and stored. So we just have to find a spot to do that. I think this is holding... Yeah, that's holding planks, but it can be moved. And I think... Yeah, this is already empty. Let's go ahead and just move that there under the overhang, which will give me space to put one of these Architects' Lodges there. Let's see. It's probably going to be more important to have an Architect's Lodge this episode than to wait to get the blueprint for the large water wheel. So I'm going to pop that guy in. Oh, it's only 3 deep. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to build one more of these here. This guy can just be set to scaffoldings. This right here also very easily could be detonated, make ourselves a little bit more space. Yeah, that would be good, because then I can have more storage here. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. It's absolutely fantastic. Alright, we're going to speed this up a little bit. Now, food-wise, you might notice a couple worrying trends, and that is we still have 950 rice balls, but not much else. That is, unfortunately, still tied to the cabbage production, which can't really improve too much more with the space that we have. But the large farmhouse is definitely going to help. We just have a lot going on here. The rice is actually looking pretty good. We should be making a decent amount of half-fermented sake here. But that, of course, does have different places it needs to go. We need to put in... That is not the right thing. We need to put in more of these medical beds, which we will in due time. Just takes time. You know how it goes. Storage for water here probably should be prioritized to obtain so these beavers can drink. I guess if I really wanted to be using this pollution resistance factor, I would have this running and we'd have a little bit more cabbage doing okay. But right now this is probably fine here. We talked last episode also about reclaiming some of this land. Again, that will just take time, but we will get there. I am hoping I can use the next bad tide as an easy way to clear out most of this. But it's also going to kill off all of our cabbages, so I'm hoping that does not happen too much. What are these guys complaining about? Okay, they're just injured. We have all of these medical beds for injuries. They don't have half-fermented sake because we don't have enough of that. Chestnut beer is being used, I believe, to make the strong alcohol that we are then using to bake... Oh, where... I don't remember. I got too much going on. What were we making with that? What were... Oh, that's right. Is the brain boosting salts. Okay. Well, we do need to have those. That's what's helping us make science. So I suppose this is fine. We almost have 300. Which, if you remember, is what we need to unlock the factory, but we have to have more, power. Oh, so much going on. So many things to keep track of. 18%. So this will definitely be something. Okay, we're still cutting down trees. I think we have... Oh, we have full log storage. We need to have more log storage. We need to unlock more types of storage. But I don't want to use that science yet, so I suppose... Let's go ahead and blast this B for boom. And, yeah, I'm just going to keep putting in... Ah, that doesn't quite fit, of course. That also doesn't quite fit. Ugh, man. Why is this mod so hard? Stop complaining, you literally asked for this. I know. Where am I going to put more log storage, though? Not too many places I can stick this in here. Except for all the way out here. Oh, I already have a sawdust thing. Well, guess what? Now this one is for logs. That's fine. That solves that problem. Hopefully. Oh, that's right. I was going to build this permanently closed up. Well, we can wait until we have a bad tide coming, because this will keep us safe in a drought anyway. Okay. Do I have... Okay, I do. That was my main concern, is do I have enough pine resin to keep that alive? Looks like we're doing okay. This needs to be plank storage. I'd forgotten about that. Okay, this is waiting for what? Okay, the one sheet of paper. Good. That we do have. It is coming in. And we should have this making some scaffoldings very, very soon. Scaffolding goes in a warehouse, not a pile. So I'm going to go ahead and put in crappy warehouse right here. 4 scaffoldings. Now we can store 144 of them. And this guy can just keep on working full-time on that. Very, very good. Very, very good. Clay goes there. I've got log storage here. I've got plank storage here, so that should be very convenient for this one beaver to work on. Where is my closest lumberjack? I've got a tree. If I cut this down, I could move Peacock over a little bit. I think for right now we're probably doing okay. Water is trending upwards, which is good because I am only increasing the number of beavers I have. Do I have enough to build additional pumps? I don't even have enough beavers to run what I have now, but I have 21 incapacitated, so... Disease. Mild disease. Okay, what cures mild disease? Bramble flowers, which we do not have. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and research this because we have 8 beavers who are mildly diseased. Where in the world? Okay, I'm just going to put 2 of those there so we can at least start the process. We need to get more bramble flowers, which means we need to have, well, more bramble flowers. Which means we need to have somewhere, or someone over here cutting more of these down. Lumberjack flag and, of course, the wood-filling planification lodge can help us with that. Wood-filling planification lodge is a house, but it has tremendous boosts to production. And it employs 4 beavers. So I think that is probably going to be a better place for us to do this. Let's inspect 14%. Okay, I'm not going to feel bad about getting rid of these. I'm going to get rid of those 2, and then I'm going to delete these 2 pieces of fencing, and I'm going to put a wood-filling planification lodge right here, facing into this. That should help. Just finish that up. Alright, pause so we can't have any more shenanigans. And that goes there. I know people want me to build the lumberjack's barn and do all the upgrades and stuff. I am not going to mess with that right. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. Oh, that was a tremendous mistake. Oh, boy. Okay, well, that one and that one can be destroyed with minimal, hopefully, minimal consequence. That's not fully grown. That should be okay. I have to get rid of these 2. As soon as those 2 are done, and the, oh, come on. Alright. Yeah, okay, it's the clearance above that's messing it up, not the path being there. That's fine. Oh, no. Okay, so... oh, I know this absolutely just tilts you guys, but... I gotta keep this clean. Gotta keep it clean. Just grab these brambles out of here before they can spread. Or they can't really spread because I put something there, but... Got to get this done. It's gonna help us out a whole lot. Alright, hurry up. We got stuff to do. We can't sit here all night looking at you guys pulling stuff out of the ground. Alright, so that one is now empty. I'm going to, for the sake of what we were trying to do, just temporarily place another thing there so it cannot spread into that spot while we are waiting. There we go. Okay. That is all paused. Now, this goes here. And I will go ahead and get the path connected. Now that has solved that problem. And this is what they're going to be working on next. This should help this area be a whole lot more effective. Then I can also get rid of this one lumberjack flag because that is not very efficient. and we can do something else. Still making plenty of sawdust. Looking good. Probably would like to have more water stored, but that is a problem we are working on solving slowly. Still working on making scaffoldings. Again, these take 14 hours each, so that is a very long process. Hopefully this beaver can get to the rest of these trees soon. Again, it's not really a huge rush. I would just like to get that done sooner rather than later. 36% of the way done. We're looking good, folks. Looking good. I need to have more jobs over here, so these beavers have something worthwhile to do. And I guess the hauler, but... Wait, why does this one have negative 27? Oh, they're infected. Miserable. Okay, well... That's why we have contaminated beaver jail, which, not currently full. Kind of confusing on that one, but... Are we, looking good on the brain-stimulating mushrooms? I hope so. Seems to be doing okay. Okay, they do have bramble flowers here, and not here, but I guess that will change. Once this is fully up and running... Look at these guys go! Okay. Yeah, I love to see that. Get those bramble flowers in here. They will grow back. Don't worry. Not going to be a big deal. But these guys definitely are going to have their work cut out for them here. I guess pun intended. I want to flatten this. So I do need to put in a staircase as soon as one of these is cleared out here. But probably not something I should be spending too much time worrying about. I'm just going to let them do what they got to do. Can't forget to get rid of that. Oh, you know what? This one right here would be perfect once that's taken care of. They do have that working boost for speed because of this building, so that is going to be a good thing for us here. Just as soon as this is done, we've got to pause. Don't know how long it's going to take, but I see it moving, so it should. Oh, false alarm. There we go. Put those stairs in place there, get those built. Hit demolish on that blockage, and then we can also mark these three for cutting. And because they're on a separate level, this wild bramble should not be able to spread upwards into the spot once this is done. I think we're going to be in good shape. And then, of course, all of this... Why is this guy just standing here? What is happening here? Is there a stair glitch I need to know about? There we go. That's so weird. I've never seen that before. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out eventually. For now, I'm going to put something here just so this guy can't spread. Because I do want these trees to be removed, but now that we have that problem solved-ish, we should start to see more of these bramble flowers in here. And that should help our injured whatever go down. Yeah, 10 incapacitated versus like, what, 20 a little bit ago? That's a big improvement. Big steps. 45% looking good. Yeah, I feel like now, once these 10 beavers who are incapacitated are no longer incapacitated, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. But we do still need to have more water pumping. Obviously, we need to have more food production, but we are working on solving all of those problems in due time. Where is the entrance for the large farmhouse? It is in... Wait, this is a 4x4 building, not a 3x3. Okay. Alright, fine. I will unmark all of these, and then we'll have to blow the rest of this up. I hope it doesn't take another 12 days, whatever, but we'll just let them do what they gotta do. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Rice, they're not harvesting because I think we don't have enough storage for... I don't have any storage for rice? That can't be right. I thought I had plenty, so I suppose I gotta have a little warehouse here for some rice. If I can remember what rice looks like. There we go. I thought for sure I had taken care of that. I don't think I can bury the storage because that's just going to flood. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I got to get these guys over here to get rid of all this stuff. Okay. You know, I still have not seen anyone get up there. Do I have to have it connected with a path? So, you know, that's not an issue with the New stuff. Okay, bad tide time in 3 days. Let's come off at triple speed. Because now we have some decisions to make. Yeah, so bad tide, we obviously don't want to keep water here. We can't let it in here, so we need to go ahead and put our levee in place here. Come on. Alright, good. We don't need the stairs here. Just get rid of that. That needs to be blocked off. That will help keep this perfectly safe. All of this is going to die. But that is the way it goes. A bunch of this is going to die, so we're going to have pollution resistance factor. We need to speed up production of pollution. That's the wrong one. Pollution resistance factor. And it seems like the problem is the brain-stimulating mushrooms, not everything else. So this clearly is not enough. 2 hours to make one. This consumes... Oh, wow. Okay. All right. That's entirely on me. That's entirely my fault. We need to build more mushroom growers. They need to have access to... Man, this is such a terrible place to try to build stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's not ideal, but I do have to have these in here. All right, so poison. Get this attached here. These guys, to produce poison mushrooms, have to have sawdust and bad water. We do have somewhere, there's a sawdust store. Oh, it's right up here. Okay, well in that case, let's make this slightly less terrible by putting in a staircase there. And then we will have... Well, we're not really making enough bad water, are we? But we're about to have a bad tide, so that shouldn't be an issue. We need to have storage for bad water over here. I guess plank tanks are going to be the way to go here, just so we don't have to, spend too many resources. That should help a lot. Just getting those put in place. Obviously, we don't have to worry about that coming in. This, now that we have confirmed, more or less confirmed that this is fine, I think that's going to help us out tremendously. The big issue now is going to be having enough water for 139 beavers plus all of our processes. We're not pumping enough that quickly. So, do I have the resources to build? Close enough, I guess. Alright, it's going to have to be a specific angle. There we go. These water pump upgrades are going to have to be a priority to get constructed. We have the materials that just have to get built. Because we got to pump as much as we can. It does not matter. And we're not going to be able to do anything over here for that either, because this is all going to be just nasty water. And we want it to flow out here. We want it to flow out here. So I don't think there's anything to be gained by putting in a pass-through lodge here or anything like that. I guess we're just going to have to find out what happens here. Just to be absolutely sure, you pause this, or not pause it, put it all the way up. This does not flood here. It does get a lot higher, but it does not flood. And this is not changing here, so I can only assume that is perfect. So we should be okay there. Get these guys building all this. Hopefully, they're taking their sweet time, and that is going to bite me severely. But we're at least going to still have power to make all of this stuff. That's good. Still going to have power to do nothing with this, which is, not really great. But it is what it is. Factory resources, we've been good on that for quite some time, but it's not just that, because we have to have resources to make another anvil eventually, and that is 100 scrap metal. So in total we need to have 125 before we can make another anvil. We need to have 200 coal, which we know we can mine, we're just not currently doing it. And we need to have the 50 clay, on top of the 50 clay to make this. So we're good. We are good. It just might take a little bit of time, but we can start thinking seriously about building a factory. Because of the power, of course, it's going to have to go where power is being produced. Which, not over here. A whole 5 HP. 57%. Okay, we're working on it. We're getting there. It's going to need to be right here. Which still isn't very much at all. But I think, based on how the layout... I have to hide this again. Based on how the layout of the building is set up, This is probably going to be our best bet to put in a place like this. We just have to be able to get power up there. Which, again, until we can actually produce methane to run the engine, this is about as good as we're going to have it. And, of course, because of the way Waterbeavers works, we can't just daisy chain stuff. It's just not permissible at all in the slightest. So, all we have is the crappy water wheel, or we can research the regular one, which will make a lot more power. But that requires a lot of science. And again, that is just the regular one. They said it can make 90 per CMS. These can make 15 per CMS. This one by itself is making 21, so assuming that the same 30% boost-ish, 35, whatever can apply to this, then one of these would make, what, 125, 130? Which is a whole heck of a lot better than 45. Maybe that's not how it works. Maybe I've committed crimes against Skrymer or people, who knows. But we do need to start making moves to, well, make that possible. So, we get this guy over here to come up with some dynamite. I think it should be able to build across like this. If not, then, well, I get to be stupid. But this needs to come down anyway, so, because I'm going to put the end of the building here. I think that is going to be fine. This does have an overhang, so this will also have to come down. But I've got enough dynamite to do it. I think should be okay. Yeah, good. So that one comes down. This one can be the same way. And then, assuming the science production is going to go fast enough, good, this is actually working. Actually got all these guys going. Now, the amount of water we have is not going to be sufficient for that, but it's okay. Going to be fine. 66%. Cannot forget to, excuse me, raise this up. Because we're about to have a bad tide, and all the water coming out of here is going to be meaningless anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this, so we don't have to worry about it. Don't have any beavers coming down here. They're just going to come grab all this garbage, probably get infected, and that's going to be all she wrote. For those guys, at least. Let's hit pause, because I want to make sure I didn't forget. Okay, these guys are still gathering scrap metal from here, but this is already bad water, so it's totally fine. I was going to have them come through here to grab this, but now that we can, you know, make some, assuming we ever mine coal, which I'm just going to swap that over. That should be okay. Yeah, we just have to, you know, raise this up so it can't pollute anything else. And that should help solve a lot of problems. So, up we go. Get that completely closed. And that should be good. We're going to pause these pump upgrades so we can get some jobs back. Bad tide started. Go to single speed. Nobody should have any reason to come through here. Just let all the bad flow out as much as we can, and then that should be good. They did finish this. I did check that. So now this is theoretically something we never have to open up again. We just have the fluid dump, keep this filled up, and maybe put something in here. But now I forgot. Yeah, gotta have this ready to go, folks. You gotta be on top of your stuff, or you're gonna kill all your crops like me being stupid. So we have pollution resistance factor. We just don't have water. Please, for the love of all that is holy, please populate this with water before I completely lose my mind. Because you know this is what we did before, and that did not work super well. Alright, good. It is supplied. These trees are going to die. That is a sacrifice I am not willing to make, but it is one I am going to be forced to make. So that is what it is. 460 science. Remember, we are trying to unlock not only the large farmhouse, it's only 75, and also the factory, so that's 375. I also want to unlock, for power purposes, the regular water wheel, which is another 350. If we decide that power production is going to be the most important thing, then that is going to have to be accelerated. We are, what, 4 days away, roughly, from having this-ish. These trees have still not been cut down, but that is fine. They will be cut down soon. As long as this stays adequate here, making Strong alcohol, making pollution resistance factor because they need the brain-stimulating mushrooms. These have just been turned on. Can function without workers. Just needs to be prioritized. I need to have more haulers. It is what it is. But things are operating pretty well. No real complaints there. I'm going to say that since we can't build the factory yet anyway, it is probably most important that we go ahead and unlock the regular water wheel. And I'm going to put this here. Falling water does not affect the turning of anything. That is just a graphical thing. The water is still flowing through here and will flow through here in due time as well. But if we can go ahead and get that built. These guys are going to go down into the nasty here, but it's not really that big of a deal. Things will be okay. We do have to get this other stuff constructed, and that is just the way life goes. But if I were to, say, remove these, then that would be a different story entirely. Let's check on a couple things, because now I'm very, very curious. Okay, so this bit right here is actually not polluted at all. That's a little bit of a good sign, but that also means that when it comes time for the clean water to come through, it's going to stay this polluted or more, because water flows the way that it does. Not a huge issue for right now. This is looking good. These are looking, well, not good, but they're looking okay. These trees are all going to die, which is very convenient, except these trees that we haven't cut down yet are also going to do that. Okay, so these are dying because of contamination. These are all dying because of contamination. I'm going to have to, I was really hoping I could avoid it, but I'm going to have to put one of those irrigation houses here that can repel contamination. Either that... No, there's probably no other way. That's a shame. It's killing all of the cabbages, and it's not killing any of these things. Well, a minimal number of these are being killed. I really wish I could just have one of these irrigation houses here and it would cover everything, but you know, that's not how that's going to work. We will need to put an irrigation lodge here, and we will need to produce even more pollution resistance factor. I'm hoping that having more of these mushroom growers set to specifically brain-stimulating mushrooms will help us out a lot. Obviously, this is not enough, and I do need to keep all of these plants alive. So this is, I guess, okay. We have 21-hour supply. So that should be fine. Green peas. We never seem to have enough, but it's fine. We're still kind of living off the rice balls. Yes, the amount of them has been declining, so we do need to desperately get these numbers up for amount of food produced. But 73%. 73%, folks. We're getting there. Let's go ahead and blast these. B for boom. That's where our factory is going to go, remember? They're going to get these last couple planks in place, and that should... We'll get a good idea of how much power this is producing. But I'm hopeful that it is going to be at least 100-ish. It's going to be slightly less because the area is wider to go through here. We'll see what happens. Okay, builder beavers. Do your thing. Come over here and finish this. I got stuff I got to do. Okay, we have the planks now, so that's good. We should have... Yep, there we go. Oh, yeah. I love it when I'm right. It doesn't happen that much. 122 HP. Very, 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 very good news. That means these two can go away, and we're going to replace them with this. This was a very good unlock here. Just grab all this stuff. Why not? Just come and get it. Come and grab it out of the sludge, and then we will build a second one. Right there. That's going to be great. Going to be absolutely perfect. Now we do have 7 who are contaminated, but the other beavers are not being incapacitated by so much stuff with the diseases and the injuries and all that. I think the last one we haven't built, the men or burns need, yeah, basic balm. We're not making that yet. I think the amount of this stuff that we have right now is probably fine for what we are trying to do. Still need some more planks. Oh, I can't make... I can't make any more planks because there's no power here. Yeah, okay, how many times have I heard that one before? Alright, Tooth Gnawers, it is your time. The time is now. sacrifice your mouths for the betterment of all of your fellow beavers. Okay, so I think stairs are broken because they don't want to go up the stairs. But I kind of can't do anything else. Log stairs maybe, but it would make sense. It wouldn't make sense for stairs to be broken because they're already doing stuff here. What's up with that? Doesn't make any sense. All right. Well, these are now going, so we don't have to have this making planks anymore. Or sawdust. Okay. Well, back to screw press axles for you then. All right. Now, oh yeah, now we're talking. We're making 235 out of this whole thing. This only takes 50, so that leaves almost 200 HP to run our factory. I love it when a plan comes together. How many times have I said that? But we do still have one small problem, and that is that the power input for this is right here. And I think it's probably a smart choice for us to go ahead and build the factory. I'm not demolishing the primitive ironworks yet, but as we've discussed, they can go ahead and put the materials in here, except the ones that they don't have, and that will be fine. Oh, I don't have the science for it yet. Never mind. How'd you forget that? Look, it's been a day. Obviously, high power shaft is the only way we can work on that right now, but at some point later, we're going to want to put in a one of these intersection pieces. I would love to have a universal one, but I don't think that's a thing in this mod anymore. So we'll just go ahead and build that. Make sure that we have access pathwise. Should be right about here, I believe. Okay, why is this? Why is it just red because I don't have the materials for it, or is it red because there's something in the way? I don't think there's anything in the way that could actually cause a problem with this. Just for the sake of clarity here. Okay, because it lets me put that there. It's not letting me put this here. Why? Is it because there's dead brambles here? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's take this out. Okay, why can I not click on the path? Why can I not click on the path here? Oh, come on. You're going to make me come in here and manually remove these because I put a path underneath them? Alright, well, it's not that big of a deal. We'll just let them do what they got to do. Okay, 1,600 water. We have, 15 days? Alright. That's fine. But we can go ahead and pause at least some of these. I'm going to pause this as a house. I know we're going to end up with a homeless beaver, but that's fine. I'd like to save some of these jobs best as I can. 15 incapacitated because why? Okay, well, they're unwell. That means they're going to be contaminated. I've got more that are contaminated. Alright, I guess that's fine. That makes sense. These brambles, man. They block everything. Alright, so that's still working. Scaffoldings, we've only made 11, which doesn't seem like much, but is what it is. 81%. 81%, folks. Well, at the very least, we can get that going. Guess we put this back on triple speed. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to have to do, since we're clearly not making enough to make the rest of these, I'm going to turn one of these back to the rice balls. And I think I've got a third one of these somewhere over... Yeah, it's over here. Making more rice balls, but it does not have enough water. Yeah, that's fine. It'll be alright. I need to... one, use the rice. Two, salt is probably a thing that we're going to need. Get that going. Getting coal out. This should have made... Really? No coal? Where's the coal going? Ah, crude saw blades. That was a thing. That was the thing we were doing. Well, I mean, I do need those, but I'm going to go ahead and pause this so we stop using all the coal. This is working splendidly. That's working fine. Okay, these are now done. Let's just to satisfy my curiosity. Okay, that's what it was. That's what it was. Those brambles were blocking it. I can't believe that. Well, I mean, I can, but... Interesting. Very interesting. Well, at the very least, we have that problem solved for when it becomes actually relevant. Are these trees... No, these trees are marked for cutting. Why are we not... Okay, now we're finally going to get there. Very, 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 very slow process. 86%, so we know we're looking okay here. These are dead due to contamination. If the land is raised, which we can't do yet, that will help stop some of the contamination spread. But now I'm curious, if this is lowered, will that also help stop it? I mean, it has to be lowered anyway, so we can have lotuses and all that. But I am very, very curious. I am extremely curious. I don't think we're ever really going to know. Okay, so I've got 8. Got 8 explosives. I also have to have stairs to get down into the double height thing here. Okay. Well, we know this right here is automatically safe, good to go. Probably the best choice to go ahead and lower this, since we do have that. I need to have access to another staircase to get down into there, which probably, if this large farmhouse is here, I mean, they have a pretty big range anyway, but I'm just going to go ahead and say 38%. I've got enough rice, I don't need to really worry about it, but if we unplant all of this right here, all of this bit right here can be lotuses. To start with, at least. Just not let those get replanted. And we'll start blasting. I need to peel this back. There we go. Start blasting areas that we know are going to be fine. So that's 4. 7. 7 right there. Plus we're going to have a way to get down in there. This is where the farmhouse is going to go. The doorway is... Not that one. The doorway is second from the left, so this would be where this would come out if I put a staircase here to get down. Then I could put this also blasted out. I could put another staircase here to get down into that area. The dynamite making is happening, or was happening, in the Handicrafter's Lodge. Needs a nitroglycerin, paper, and sawdust. I've got, wow, 36 pieces of paper. Okay. Well, I'm going to need more dynamite anyway, so I guess we're going to have to roll with that. I need to make nitroglycerin. Let's get... I have 13 contaminated beavers. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. Need to get that rolling. I need to make more nitroglycerin, which comes from saltpeter, sunflower oil, and logs. But hey, it's a clean water goods cycle again. Not a moment too soon. Not a moment too soon. So we're going to have to probably... Oh, I hate to do this. I hate to do this. We're going to have to end this episode pretty soon. But we do still have some other stuff to take care of here. I'm just... I'm so curious. I'm just blindingly curious about this. 95%, man. Okay, all right. I'm not going to end this episode until we can build one of those large farmhouses. So before we do that, we have to prepare these to duplicate the large farmhouse blueprints. Go ahead and get these artist lodges and these copyist lodges up and running. Got a little bit more time here. No, 31! 41 capacity to be... Okay, good, I can breathe. We have 17 dirty beavers. That was the cause. I was like, what happened? No, we're okay. We're okay. I just have to let this run clear enough to lower the floodgate. And these guys are pumping, so I can only assume this is fine. Yeah. Lower that, get that good clean water, or clean enough water in here. Be alright. That's looking better. This is going to do what it's going to do. This is still going to be contaminated for probably a while. But at least all of our dirty beavers can undirtify themselves. That's what matters. Okay, so we're making nitroglycerin. We should very soon be able to make more explosives. And 99%, folks. 99%. Almost. Almost. Come on, show me that 100. Or I guess it doesn't show 100. It just shows 0. Get that thing finished. Let's go, because I have to have you make some more scaffoldings for me. There we go. All right. So now we have a blueprint right there for the large farmhouse. It is going to go into the artist lodge to be copied, or not copied, to be made fancy. And then going into the copyist lodge, please let me turn off building sounds, to be duplicated, which requires 12 sheets of paper. Where has my paper gone? Where has my paper gone? Is it all in... Okay, it's all in the Handicrafter's Lodge. That's fine. I'm going to pause this so that paper can be put into the Copyist Lodge so it can be, well, copied. And we will come back to the rest of this. Alright, so now we have comparatively much fewer incapacitated beavers at 32. They are, 6 of them are dirty, 9 of them have mild disease, which that will have to be helped with the bramble flowers. That's something we need to farm more of those. Contaminated, well, that will just take time. Okay, so I guess this staircase was bugged. Very strange. But now this is not as big of a problem trying to get this down because I need that dynamite for other stuff. How did this flood? I guess it just splashed. Okay, well that's... I should have done something better about that. Alright, so what I'm going to do, considering where we're at, I'm going to remove these 3 dynamites. And, oh, we also have to have somewhere to put this stinking farmhouse in the first place. I really did not think this through. Okay, so that is 9, that's 10. Which means all of these have to come back. Well, it was a process. I need to do something with all these logs so I can actually use everything here. What am I supposed to do? That requires more logs. Well, see, now the problem is I need more beavers to work in these water pumps, and I got too many contaminated ones. Gonna have to pause some of these unnecessary jobs. And housing, I suppose. Okay, Architect's Lodge, you're paused. That one is, at least. And I guess I can pause this one, too. That's, you know, just gonna have to be what it is. All of our contaminated beavers in contaminated beaver jail will need some more contaminated beaver jails to uncontaminate in contaminated beaver jail, so... oh, hey, that'll use 45 logs. Alright, cool. What's the most inconvenient, stupid place I can put this? I guess right here. That'll work. So, get to work on that. At least I have the knowledge that someone is attempting to fancify this. Maybe. Unless, because I don't have anywhere to put the blueprint, they aren't going to do anything about it. That's probably not the case. But why? Why does this one say they don't have the materials? I guess maybe I just do have to... at least I have scaffolding. Sheesh, that would have been an absolute pain in the butt. Okay, let's play the game of which one of these is the large farmhouse. There it is. So I can at the very least store this here so I can actually get working on. That's fine. There is paper for this. That's good. Do I have nitroglycerin? I have 2 units of nitroglycerin. Alright. How long is this going to take? I actually have all this? Huh, okay. Let's get a move on with this. I need to end this episode pretty soon. Got other stuff I have to do. And you guys have other stuff I'm sure you'd like to do. But at least we have all of this. I do see the food dropping dangerously. I know this is a problem we're going to have to solve. It will get better. We're going to be okay. Don't worry. It's going to be fine. It just might take a little bit of time to get there. Alright, so now that we have this, now it can finally be duplicated. But I would much rather have storage for the fancy blueprints, which need to go... not that one. There we go. That's the ones we need to be storing. Hopefully this does not go terribly. Well, that's that. What the heck is happening to all of our coal where it's not going in here? I have it prioritized by haulers, so that should also be working. Okay, that's no longer dying. That's good. I've got 7 dynamite. I need to... Alright. I need this guy. I need this guy to cut these down. Not really anything else I can do except say, hey, stop cutting literally all the rest of these and just take care of it. We're not going to have this done today, I can almost promise you that. Ugh, the problems that happen when you're trying to do all this stuff. At least this is mostly clean now. Not totally, but mostly. Now we're mostly contaminated beavers getting uncontaminated. This has been built. Click, please. Thank you. I guess I should build another one. Yeah. Just put it way out here. That's fine. Use up some more logs. We absolutely need to have those. Science-wise, I'm still not there for the factory, which I guess is fine. Large farmhouse, I can research, but I don't see a single fancy blueprint yet. Okay. Oh, well, these are just, you know, trading pieces back and forth, but this is going. So I guess that's fine. But now I don't have the dynamite for it. All right, I got to turn this back on. We absolutely have to be making more paper, or this is not going to go well at all. Not going to go well at all. But I can't build the paper mill until we have... Actually... I could definitely afford to build this, but now I'm not going to have the power for it. Oh boy. Well, we're getting stuff solved. Just you know, I need this guy to cut some trees down, man. Come forth and cut down the trees, please and thank you. If you could just do me this kindness. I know we're using a whole lot of logs. We might not be using enough logs, but that's, I guess, just the way it's going to go. Now we don't have enough sawdust. Man, resource allocation of this is incredibly hard. Alright, fine. I'll put in a medium pile over here for logs. I gotta have more places to store stuff, man. Cut down the trees, please and thank you. Okay, this also needs to not be planted again. Is that marked for cutting? It is. Alright, good. At least we have that. These are, I guess, kind of surviving. This can be set back to regular water. Not that we had that much pollution resistance factor anyway. Strong alcohol. This is... we still don't have enough of these mushrooms. It's so funny. We can never have enough bad water. We could have like 8 of these and probably still wouldn't be enough. We'll get it all balanced out. It will get better. It's just going to, you know, take some time. This is a big upgrade, but it is powered, and it takes 50 HP, and this is not producing enough power for that yet. But I think, yeah, I think this is going to have to be the next logical step to blast this out, and then pop that in the same hole. Where's the doorway on this? That's the wrong one. Where's the doorway on this? Center? Okay. Where's the doorway on that? Did I flip this? Okay, the doorway is on the right side here. Actually, that might be better. It might be better, because then I only have to blast out 3 here. And nothing else. Oh, do I do that? No, I'm going to have that blasted out. Oh, so much to think about. Well, at least this is ready to go. Go ahead and 8 dynamites. All right. Well, I have to have 10. That is such a shame. I really wanted to have that up and running. But I do need to get that taken care of. Okay, that's going. Food is precariously low. Yes, I know. I know this. I see it. It's unfortunately going to be kind of terrible for a little bit. We might have another... What is happening to the coal that is not going in here? Is it because I don't have storage for it? No, I do have storage for it. So what's happening to it? Where's it going? It says I got oh, what the heck? That just immediately... Okay. Now, is it just because I don't have enough haulers to do this, or what? Alright. I'm gonna have to have... I guess the haulers are too busy. Gotta have more. Okay, well, at the very least, now we can do this. Now that I have 100 scrap metal anyway, so who cares? You're now making salt, because we're gonna have to be depending on rice for our survival. And we don't have enough. I got chestnuts. I got a lot of chestnuts. This rice is 44%. This is 40%. This is dead due to contamination, and it will stay dead. Alright, boys and girls. This is going to be rough. Gonna be bad. Gonna be bad. Gonna be bad. Mushrooms are also suffering. Because I don't have enough sawdust. Where have I seen this one before? Well, at least water is improving. Waterbeavers is a balancing act, folks. And I have never been very good at being balanced. Why has this... Oh, they're out of... Okay. That explains that. Okay, crude saw blades. Gotta make those. This all just gets so much easier once we have a factory to be able to do stuff and make more anvils. Like, switching recipes always causes problems. Okay, we need to also remember that this needs to be refilled. I hate to just keep, you know, demolishing this, but I don't have the water to be dumping this, or the labor for that matter, so we will have to rebuild this next time a bad tide comes in, which hopefully is not going to be soon. But now we only have 17 incapacitated. That is preferable. I've got my mild disease beds kind of working. Still need 2 more dynamite. This is waiting on... Of course it's waiting on paper. Right, well, I've got 8 of these, so I'm going to go ahead and pause both of those buildings. That should solve some of those other problems. Come and get that paper, make some more dynamite, and we're going to be good to go. I really got to end this episode, but I cannot bring myself to end this without having the large farmhouse built. I just can't do it. Why did this tree get I know why, because I told them to, but that's... There we go. Oh, help me. Give me strength here. Let's go, man. Come on. Of course, everything needs sawdust. This is set to screw press axles. I don't need... I can just forfeit that. That's fine. We just need sawdust, man. We just need more sawdust. Alright, give me the dynamite. What do you mean you don't have the... Okay. They're missing that one sheet of paper. Well, it's right here. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, well, where'd the paper go then? See, there's so... There's so many things in this mod, I can't keep up with all of it anymore. What happened to my paper? What happened to my paper? I guess I just have to wait. Alright, that's going to take 10 hours. At which point we will get 5 additional dynamite, which will allow me to put in 2 more here. And then, ideally, I put in 2 here. So that will give us... There we go. That's all of our dynamite we're about to make, so that I can start planting lotuses. Okay, so now we have to wait. And I will go ahead and do end of episode stuff. I'm already way over time for other stuff I gotta go do, so I gotta make this fast. Beard Boosters, I really appreciate you. All the contributions directly to me and the channel make it possible to keep doing fun stuff, like playing this game, and not focusing on sponsorships, and not trying to edit things down for snappy, whatever, nobody attention span things. I like playing the games like this. I like figuring stuff out with you guys. I like having the comments section be, well, for the most part, it's been really supportive. And I like having fun with the games. I don't want to treat this like some sort of giant enterprise thing. I just want to have fun playing games. And you guys make that possible. I'm very thankful for it, for all of the fantastic support you guys have and continue to give to me. And just keeping this a really, really, really fun thing to do. We got more coming. We're very close to having the Folktales playthrough be finished. That will be this upcoming week. Well, I guess this week as of this video going out for everybody on Monday. Tuesday, Thursday is going to be the last episodes for that, and then both this playthrough and the Iron Teeth Project 1K will move to 3 episodes a week. I might have to shuffle the days around a little bit to make that work, But that's the plan, and then I've got some other stuff I'm working on that is not related to video games at all, which some of you probably aren't going to care about, but hopefully a decent enough number of you might find interesting, and I'll talk more about that a bit later. But now that we have just finished all of that, guess what? It is time for B for Boom. Get that out of there. Beautiful. That's ready to go. I have also just now realized these two pieces of land here are going to be stuck behind everything, but that is the way she goes. All right. Finally, this blasted farmhouse is going to be placed in here. Oh, yes. And then they'll be able to access all of this still as well, connected through here. And then get this blasted out and put another staircase in here. Get that connected. Yes, it is ugly. That is just the way it goes, folks. I can do you the kindness of slightly complicating it, but removing all of the 4 ways. Now, when the large farmhouse is built, we'll be able to plant exactly 2, count them, 2 lotuses until we have more dynamite. But oh my word, this has been the biggest pain in the butt for a very, very, very long time. But now, friends, we're really, really about to come into some good stuff once this is up and running. I feel like I need to go ahead and have this one finish and then put this back on tools. Then that will be good to go here. These guys have a couple saw blades left. That will solve a lot of problems. Oh yes. Now we can finally end today's episode. I'm sorry this was so long. Some of you will complain that it wasn't 3 hours, but that's okay because most of you don't want it to be that long. Have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun, and we will catch you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.